Hello, welcome, and thank you for joining me for part 2 on meditation. This 2-part series is so that we can understand why exactly we meditate, why it's beneficial, and some tools that we can use to help us in that journey, in that process. The word asana is the Sanskrit word for posture or pose. The way that we sit in meditation is very important, because the correct sitting posture is the one that we can comfortably be in for a long time. If we can get our physical body comfortable, then we can sit in stillness. Traditionally, the practice of yoga, the asana part, the posture part, the movement, the physical part of the practice was developed to get the wiggles out so that we could then sit in stillness and focus on our meditation practice. The most important thing in this seated posture is to keep the spine straight. If the back is kept straight, the mind becomes steady in the heart. As we begin this second part of the meditation process, meditating on meditation, please find that comfortable seat for you today. Know as you're setting up in your seated posture. Occasionally, some people prefer Shavasana, which is known as the corpse pose. I like to call it peaceful pose. That's when we're laying in a reclined position with our body in a star shape, with space between the feet, the space between the arms and the body, so that our body is positioned in the shape of a star. Now, if you are comfortable in a seated position, one of the seated positions that's well known for meditation is called Lotus Pose. To get into Lotus Pose, the hips need to be quite open. The hips need to be quite open because the legs are folded one over the other. And for some people, the feet get tucked in. The Lotus Pose is particularly important because if one sits in this position for 1.5 hours, it will completely purify the 72,000 nadis, or inner subtle channels. Do not worry if you can't sit in lotus posture. Take easy seat. Maybe one leg is folded over the other, or maybe one leg is in front of the other. Maybe your legs are even extended straight if that's more comfortable for you. You might even position a blanket that's rolled up, blocks, or a pillow underneath your knees. That might feel even better. Just play around with different options and allow yourself to find the position that's really working for you today. As the posture becomes steady, the prana automatically becomes steady. As the prana becomes steady, the mind becomes steady. And as the mind becomes steady, one begins to drink the joy that is in the heart. When we set up for our meditation, Pranayama, the breathing process, is a very important factor. There are different kinds of pranayama, different breathing techniques that we can practice. In meditation, the breathing process should be natural and spontaneous. We should not try to disturb the natural rhythm of the breath. The mind and the prana work in conjunction with each other. So let the rhythm of your breathing be natural. In part 1, we spoke of mantra. If you like that option and you're repeating a mantra, the breath will go in and out with the rhythm of the mantra and will become steady by itself. If you do not like the process of mantra, do not worry. Just let the breath be natural and spontaneous. And take a moment to just note the rhythm of your breath now. The process of meditation has a few different factors involved. The object of meditation, which is the inner self. The mantra, which is the vibration of the self. And remember, we're talking about self with a capital S, who we are on a soul level, spirit, separate from ego. Another factor is the asana, the posture in which we can sit comfortably for a long time. And finally, the natural pranayama, the breath which arises when we repeat the mantra with love and reverence. These 4 factors are interrelated, and when they come together, meditation occurs in a very natural manner. Meditation on the self is very easy. All that we really need are love and interest. As we meditate more and more, the inner Shakti awakens and begins to unfold. The more we long for meditation, the more desire we have for the inner awakening, the closer we come to it. The more we honor the Shakti, the more actively it works inside of us. We begin to unfold a new world within us. This begins to work inside us as it creates a new inner universe. A universe of unending enthusiasm. A universe of supreme bliss. This inner universe is much greater than the outer universe. Everything is contained within it. And that is why, in meditation, some have been able to discover secrets of the universe. Within us are infinite miracles, infinite wonders. As we go deeper into meditation, we come to understand the reality of all the different inner worlds. Some that we've read about, this reminds me of a photo that I saw of a 6-year-old. And the 6-year-old's name was Rainbow Wolf. And little 6-year-old Rainbow was holding rocks in each hand. And the quote that Rainbow said while holding these rocks is, if you hold on to rocks and close your eyes, you can listen and tune into different worlds. I thought that was very profound for a 6-year-old. This is someone at a very small, young age is able to sit and connect. In our meditation practice, along the way will be many experiences. And all of these experiences are fine. As we go deeper into meditation, we reach a place where we see nothing and hear nothing. Here, there is nothing but bliss. This is the place of the self. And true meditation is to become immersed in that. As we meditate, we pass through each of these 4 bodies to the truth which lies within them. The first is the physical body, in which we experience the waking state. This is the state in which we identify ourselves as the body. For example, we say, I am experiencing pain, or I am experiencing pleasure. Physical movements are known as kriyas, part of the process of purification of the physical body. Kriyas are a part of the asana practice. You can see the physical body surrounding us. We're within it as we meditate. When one experiences the subtle body, we become aware that we're different from the physical body. In the casual body, the body of deep sleep, is the state of total darkness, of total oblivion. In this state, the small self, the ego, retires into the universal self. And one is not even conscious of who or what one is. In this state, one experiences great peace. This is the state of the void. Now, if one passes from the 3rd plane to the 4th plane, the state of Turia, the transcendent state, is achieved. Turia is the state that we strive to be in our yoga nidra practice, so that we can reduce anxiety, promote healing, and start to recover from PTSD. It's a very thorough and progressive style of meditation. And this state of Turia is very difficult for the ego to function. It is extremely fine and subtle. What you begin to see in yourself, you will also begin to see in others. As you continue to meditate, this will expand, and within you, you will see so much more. You will come to know what you are. What you see around you is nothing but an expansion of your own being. You are not this body. You are the light which spreads everywhere. This state is the culmination of meditation. In this state, our limitations vanish. Our sense of individuality melts away. We attain divine vision so that we no longer see this world as filled with duality and diversity. Instead of seeing differences between man and woman, east and west, past and future, we understand this whole universe as an expansion of our own self. We realize that everything is a play of consciousness, and that just as the bubbles and waves of the ocean arise and subside in the ocean, whatever exists arises and subsides in the self. When one meditates in this state, Shakti is awakened. You can achieve high bliss, the joy of Samadhi, seeing the entire waking world as an expansion of the same consciousness. A state of great beings. And in this state, one continually drinks the bliss that is in the heart. And truly speaking, everything is consciousness. It's only because of our sense of limited individuality that we see things differently. A man is consciousness. A woman is consciousness. A dog is consciousness. A donkey is consciousness. A stone is consciousness. And a mountain is consciousness. This is true understanding. This is the knowledge we obtain through meditation. And the moment we obtain this knowledge, we begin to understand everything as it is. When we impose the idea of sin onto the self, which is totally pure and free of sin, it is because one has this wrong understanding that one identifies oneself with the wrong things. One begins to think, I am this, I am that, I am a sinner, I am an inferior person. One needs to have faith in the self. In Vedanta, this is often explained by a story. One day, a washerman took several donkeys to a forest to graze them. There he came upon a lion cub. He did not know it was a lion, and he brought it home with him. The lion cub grew up with the donkeys. Living in their company, he began to repeat the donkey mantra, hee-haw, hee-haw, to eat with them, and to travel back and forth to the river, carrying filthy laundry. As the lion grew up, he thought of himself as a donkey, and shared the donkey's habits and their ways. One day, he was grazing on the riverbank with his donkey brothers. Another lion came along to drink from the river. While this lion was drinking, he suddenly caught sight of the young lion in the midst of the donkeys. The old lion was shocked to see his brother in such a pitiful condition. He moved closer to him and said, "Brother, what are you up to?" "I am with my brothers," said the young lion. "How can you call them brothers? They are asses and you are a lion. Come with me and look at your reflection in the water. Look at your reflection and my reflection, and see if there's anything similar about us." The young lion gazed down at his reflection and saw that he looked just like the old lion. "Are they your brothers, or am I your brother? Now stop going hee-haw and start roaring." The young lion began to roar, and all the donkeys ran away. The two lions ran into the forest. The young lion had been transformed from a donkey to a lion. He had become free. Actually, the lion cub had never been a donkey. He had only thought he was a donkey. And this is exactly the situation we are in. We are not donkeys. We are not limited, imperfect beings. We are not sinners. We never became small. We only believe we are small. So we must get rid of this belief and become aware of our own strength. When Chidi, universal consciousness, accepts limitations, it begins to believe itself to be bound. It's only our awareness which has to be changed. We never became donkeys, and we never can become donkeys because we are the pure self. To rid yourself of wrong understanding, you don't have to do anything new. All you have to do is meditate. All you have to do is become aware of yourself. When you prepare yourself for meditation, set aside a special place to meditate. Purify this space in whatever way resonates with you. Maybe you burn incense or sage. Maybe you light a candle. Maybe you have soft background music. Try not to let anything take place which will disturb the atmosphere of the special place that you set up for your meditation. Maybe you set aside special meditation clothes or a pillow. Maybe you meditate at the same time every day if that's possible. If that's convenient for you, you will become accustomed to meditating at a certain hour, and your body will develop the habit of meditation. Sit peacefully. Be with yourself. Focus your mind on the inner consciousness, the inner knower. Let your breath move naturally and watch it. Do not force anything. Become immersed in your own inner self. Turn your mind and senses inward. If thoughts arise, let them come and go. Watch the source of your thoughts. Meditate with the awareness that you are the witness of the mind. The moment the thoughts become still, the light of the self will shine from within. If your mind does not immediately become thought-free, don't try to erase the thoughts with force. Respect the mind, understanding that whatever comes and goes within it is a form of the self. Then it will become still on its own. At this time, you can repeat a mantra if you like incorporating mantra. Understanding that this mantra that you choose is yours. Listen to it. When every letter pulsates in your mind, try to experience it. So hum is a natural mantra that means I am that. You can repeat it spontaneously with every breath. So hum. Practice inhaling hum, and as you exhale, so. Feel this experience. Space of stillness between the breaths. The space of the self. Focus on the space between the breaths, and you will very naturally experience the self. Lose yourself in meditation. No matter what feeling arises, let it be. Do not fear. The inner energy is filled with infinite techniques, processes, and feelings. Its play is in everything. Therefore, everything belongs to it. And it is one with yourself. The purpose of meditation is inner happiness, inner peace. It's fine to have visions, but they are not absolutely necessary. What is necessary is inner joy. When all the senses become quiet and you experience bliss, that is the attainment, the embodiment of joy. Joy lies everywhere. Find it and attain it. Instead of having negative thoughts, have the awareness, I am pure. I am joy. Feel good about yourself. Fill yourself with this goodness, this greatness that you are. Meditate with this understanding. Become quiet with the awareness that everything is you, and you are everything. Meditate on yourself. Honor yourself. Understand yourself. The universe dwells within you as you. I'm closing this meditation, sending you all peace, love, and light. Thank you for joining me. Namaste.